Mokupuni, literally a district surrounded or an island surrounded. They divided them first into what are called moku, or districts. And those districts on Maui were 12. And they went either on the East Maui side, they went to a specific rock, a flat, long rock known as Pohaku Palaha, up on Haleakala. You can actually go there today. So you have these wedge-shaped districts, apex at the summit and widest point at the ocean. Ahupua'a is Waihe'e. So the Ahupua'a was just a subdivision of the moku. But we are very fortunate in that 277 acres, since we go laterally, we're very long, that 277 acres is about 75% or so of the coastal Ahupua'a of Waihe'e. So people have been living here for 1,000 years. If you kind of look around, that's one thing you need to do. Look around. You have everything that a Hawaiian community would need to thrive here. You have nearshore, protected nearshore waters. You have a channel that went right out through here. Now today known as the Sing Sing Channel. What its traditional name is, unfortunately, has been lost. But this channel went right out, and nearby you have the deep, deep waters. What in Hawaiian was known as the lipo, which is where our creation chant comes from, the kumu lipo. The deep waters is where you find the pelagic fish, the big fish. The nearshore waters, you have he'e, you have octopus, and you have vana, you have sea urchins, and other nearshore marine animals that you can harvest. The other thing you have is the wetlands. Of course, Hawaiians being phenomenal horticulturalists were able to transform the wetlands to be taro patches. In fact, they're dating from about 1500. There's a inland fish pond that you saw on that archaeological map that I brought out earlier. About 7 acres. That is an enormous fish pond. Keep in mind that a lot of the archaeological sites or features that are around here date back to about the time of the Ali'i Pi'ilani, who united all 12 of the Mokupuni of Maui through both warfare and building projects. So they date to that era. In fact, we're going to go down this village that we'll kind of walk to in just a moment. He is known to have lived there, and also his children, Kiha and Lonoa Pi'ilani, were known to have lived here. The fish pond was sacred to the dragon goddess, Kihavahine, again, suggesting that this area was very, very significant both to the Ali'i of Maui as well as to their aumakua, their deity, Kihavahine. Kihavahine being a mo'o goddess, a dragon goddess. Hawaiian dragons were not aerial dragons like you find in China or in the West. They were water spirits. Our mission, our focus is threefold. First is to preserve and protect the archaeological site on the property. We accomplish that in large part by just purchasing it. No, it will never be developed. This area will never be developed. There are 93 archaeological sites in total, and so I say 93 that are state listed. In reality, there are thousands more. If you look here, you can kind of see that's this flat area up here is a temple site, a heiau, known as Kapoho Heiau. We are in Kapoho, so Ahupua'a are oftentimes subdivided into what are known as ili, and we're in the ili of Kapoho. Poho means a hollow, like the hollow of your hand. So if you look around, we're in a hollow. But this is the ili of Kapoho, and the heiau of Kapoho, the fish pond of Kapoho, and the village of Kapoho. Most of what you see here is indigenous. We're still trying to fight the weeds. It's a daily struggle, but most of what you see here is indigenous, though. Seabirds, just ecologically, seabirds and wetlands are a critical link. What seabirds do is they bring in exchange from the ocean that you wouldn't get otherwise. And so if you lose that seabird link, the most critical thing that we can do, probably in my view at least, or one of the more critical things we can do, is to actually take steps to get the seabirds back. You really need, the Hawaiian petrel was the most common species in this area prior to the arrival of humans. So this is the fish pond back here. So again, nothing being lost. There was no net loss of water. You had a little bit percolating into the groundwater system, but that's to be expected. But you had the water that would go right out here into the nearshore water. And this is where the o'opu, the freshwater fish, could swim up into the fish pond, and that they would, it was a system. It was a system that worked really, really well, and is being explored in many ways to see if it would work again. Very important. I mean, the easy answer is restore this by getting native vegetation back and by excluding predators. Two things. That's all we need to do. Easier said than done. The refuge is always open. We meet up in Wailuku, and we come down here, we go up on the dune, kind of get an overview of the property, and then we kind of walk along to the point, get to see kind of everything. But if you want to come do it on your own, there's 10 signs that kind of guide you along the way. So this is the trail.